Shadowcraft. First card we have is a 5 play point bronze card, Lonesome Spectre, 5 play point 5/4. Last word, you get related to the following effect at the end of your opponent's next turn. Summon 2 ghosts, then remove this effect. So when you die, you get 2 ghosts next turn. Sure. That's not amazing. Board space might be a problem. 2 ghosts aren't going to be make up for the fact you just played a 5 play point 5/4, do nothing. It is a last word, so maybe that could be decent, but even like you can't like pop on your own turn, make use of those ghosts, so yeah, pretty garbage. I might give this like a 1 out of 10. It's that bad. Yeah, it's a bad card. Next we have Revenant Ram, 2 play point 2/2. Fanfare, put a great tree in your hand. Last words, Game of Shadow. Like, I don't think this is very good compared to the other ones. The other ones have some kind of like card advantage or some other kind of advantage attached to them. This is just gain 1 shadow. So gain 1 shadow is nice, but not many cards really want to use shadows in the tree deck. Not too many of them, at least. So, yeah. It does have a last word, which is good. I wish the last word was a little bit more valuable than just gain 1 shadow. But overall, I think it's just a pretty like medium card. It's like a 5 out of 10. Vengeful Possessor and 3 play point 3/3. Enhance 6, gain +2/+2 in Bane, then get Bane to an allied follower. Yeah, sure. Why doesn't he just have Bane? Why are you gonna just give him Bane? Like a 3 play point 3 with Bane is gonna be like game breaking? Probably not. Just good. Yeah, he sucks. He's just a 3 play point 3/3 vanilla, which is like whatever. Shadowcraft's okay because you can resurrect it with other effects, but still not worth it. And then +3/+3 and by putting sort +2/+2, it's like a 5/5 with Bane. What was that doing? That's pretty bad. Anyways, guess a 2 out of 10. Soul Snatcher, 4 play point 3/4. Oh, look at her suck up those souls. She's loving it. She has Fanfare, Necromancy 3, summon a zombie. What? That's it? She just summon a zombie. Why does that be a Fanfare? Like, why does that do Necromancy? Is she just like a 3/4 that summons a zombie on Fanfare? Like, yeah, nice, that's cool. But she uses your Necromancy too? Like, why? Why? Shadow can't have nice things. Shadow can't have nice things. Yeah, so another kind of bad one. This is like a not as bad as some of the other ones. It's like a 3 out of 10, but still. It could have just been better. It's just bad for no reason. Necromantic Aether. It reanimates 4 on turn 10 or later. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. It's usually not game winning, this reanimate 4. It's decent value for free, like it's good. And you're already probably running the tree card, but it's not game winning. I can give it a 6 out of 10. It was like not that bad, reanimate 4. There's a few good 4-drops to reanimate, but again, it's really late game, so it's not going to add up to much, I think. Yeah, moving on. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at them yet. We're doing the card review and then we'll look at it after. Welcome back, or back home, wherever. Your name Altum Jav? What the heck? I haven't noticed that. Knight of the Living Dog, 1 play point 1/1. With Sorry. I'll play 1/1 for Shadowcraft, neutral card. Rush. Whenever Great Tree is destroyed, gain +2/+2. I love this doggo. He's so cute. I hope he's good. I really hope that you can really stack these trees up and make him big. Make him a chunker. Yeah, he's adorable. I love him so much. Aside from like just how cute the art is, he can easily get really powerful. Just like if you get 2 trees destroyed on that turn, he becomes a 5/5 with Rush for 1, and you're already doing something you want to be doing, which is destroying trees. So yeah, I think he can be really good and easily get super powerful, and is a huge threat if you leave him on board. Yeah, I like him a lot. I'm gonna give him 6 out of 10. Nice card, cute art. 10 out of 10 art, 6 out of 10 ability. All right, Guilt, Existential Blighter. I'm Guilt. Nothing personal, kid. He's an 8 play point 6/8 with Rush. That's terrible. But he's Accelerate 1, destroy an allied follower, draw 2 cards. And that's just a soul. It's just soul conversion. A soul conversion is really good in the right deck. So he's a soul conversion with a body that he can be played really late in the game. There is an upside to him having a body. You can use that body for Burial Rite activations. So cards that you want to use their Burial Rite, but you have no other target that you really want to hit, you can use Guilt instead. And you might be already playing Guilt for the soul conversion. So there is that aspect of him. But if you're not playing Burial Rite cards, then he just becomes kind of a worse, more awkward version of soul conversion, because paying 8 play point for a 6/8 with Rush is really bad. That's a really bad conversion of your play points, and there's usually much better things to be doing. Unless you're super desperate. He doesn't even have like ward or anything. He's just garbage. But you play him for the Accelerate. So on that note, soul conversion, 7 out of 10. Immortal Elephant. 5 play point 4/3. Can't be targeted by enemy spells and effects. It's really nice. And last words give a random allied neutral tree, or not neutral, Naturian tree, Great Tree, last words, summon Immortal Elephant. So as long as you have trees in play, these elephants are going to be stacking inside of them. These trees are going to be full of elephants. We're going to destroy your trees, and elephants are going to pop out, and they're going to be tons of value. Can't be banished by effects that target him. There's a few effects that banish stuff randomly that don't target, or like AoE banishes, stuff like that. But yeah, so he's the fact that he can banish is really nice. The fact that the removal doesn't hit him like from Rune is really nice. Yeah, it's a great card. His stats are a little weak, but of course, if he's recurring, then the stats start adding up. But yeah, I think he's great. 8 out of 10. Would put an elephant in my tree. Banish the tree. Oh no. Helio, Sack. Well, I'm just calling whatever. SS. 3 play point 2/1. Last words give you lead a falling effect at your turn. Summon a zombie, then remove this effect. So you get a zombie not right away, but at the end of your opponent's turn. That means that you can attack with it on your next turn, which is great, because that means that it's really hard to, like, if you just got zombie immediately, that means the opponent can remove it immediately. But because you get the next turn, you can use it to attack stuff, which is nice. Attack the opponent's face with it. You can trade it, whatever you want. So yeah, that last word is really nice. And when you evolve him, he becomes a 3/2, but he gets last words and return some Lich instead. You get a 4/4 body with that can be used to trade or go face next turn, which is really, really good. Also has enhance 7, evolve his follower. So late game you can just get that effect. And you can use that kind of like for an evolve Shadowcraft if you want, because it's a free evolve. So it starts stacking up your evolves. Yeah, I think this guy's really good. The enhance is slightly expensive compared to other stuff, but the effect is really powerful. And they just like giving Shadow the number 7 for some reason. I feel like he could have been easily a 6 enhance, but I don't think it really deters you from playing him. I'll give him a 8 out of 10. Pretty strong. Like on the mid-high end. Throth. Or in Japanese, Toto. I don't know why she's not Toto, but 2 play point 1/2. Fanfare. If at least 10 allied cards with last word effects have been destroyed this match, give your following effect. Whenever an allied follower or amulet comes into play, give it last word, deal 2 damage to enemy leader. Last word, draw card. Yeah, so this is just the better version of Skull Cradle Widow. Oh, 1/2, last words, draw card, decent. So you just want to play for that usually, but then she has the fanfare effect. The fanfare effect is a little bit hard to activate, and then when you activate it, it's even harder to like finish your opponent off with the effect because the things have to keep on dying, which is tough. Yeah, so I think that's like you just definitely play it for the last words draw card. That seems like good, but then sometimes you can activate that fanfare and just an extra bonus, which is nice. So pretty good card. I also can give this an 8 out of 10. She'd only really be good, like she could have gotten a 2/2 stats. That'd probably be too powerful for a draw card, even though it's last word, it's not a fanfare or something like that. I mean, rune cards draw more cards and cost less and have the same stats, so maybe she could just have more stats. Who knows? Whatever, this is how they want to design her. And then we have the last Shadowcraft card. It's Lubel. She's a 5 play point 3/5. Fanfare, put a Great Tree into your hand. Summon a Necrofauna. Whenever a Great Tree is destroyed, summon a Necrofauna. So get a tree. If you have a tree in play, you have another play point, you can destroy that tree and summon a Necrofauna. So getting 2 Necrofauna in 1 turn is nice. The Necrofauna are 2/1s with Rush, and they have a random last word, which is either put a tree in your hand, give +1/+1 to an allied follower, or deal 1 damage to a random enemy follower. Giving the +1 is nice because you always have a target. Be Lubel. She comes a 4/6. That'd be really great. That's a ton of stats for 5-drop, and then the 1 damage potentially okay. It depends on the board state. And getting the tree just keeps on letting you kind of go for your win con, which is probably Toto, or I mean Thoth. Toto's so much easier to say. Lispin. Oh yeah, that's Shadow. The thing with these cards, it seems like they're really focused on the trees. So you kind of just want to play them in the tree-based deck because like 3 of the cards they got are really, really unplayable. The 3 of the bronze cards, and they don't really benefit the tree deck or any other Shadowcraft deck that exists. And most of the other cards are based on trees, so it seems like if there's going to be a Shadowcraft deck that could be better than what we have, it would have to be a tree deck. Because none of the cards seem to support the other decks that much. Bloodcraft. We're almost done. Getting there. This is there's so many things to review. Deal with the Devil. 2 play point spell. Deal 5 damage to a random allied follower. and a random enemy follower. Both players draw a card. Doesn't require you to have a follower in play. So if the opponent just has a big follower in play, and you don't have anything, it suddenly becomes one-sided and just insane, right? It becomes it just becomes 5 damage randomly, which is great. And both players draw a card. Yes, that benefits the opponent a little bit, but as you'll see, this draw card will activate some of the other cards, which is really nice. So pretty powerful removal. And because you're deciding when to play it, you can make up the targeting your own thing probably won't be that much of a downside. And yeah, it kills Leod. A lot of King's things kill Leod. I should say, instead of nerfing him, they're just like, oh, let's try to kill him off with other spells. Yeah, so it's like, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Just because it draws your opponent a card. But of course it draws your card too. Corrupted Bat, 2 play 1/2/2, put a tree in your hand, advantage attack for you, gain +1 attack and ward. Yeah, the ward is the best part of this. Like when you have vengeance, you need to have ways of protecting yourself because you're low life. And yeah, ward's just extra. If you're playing trees, then it goes in your deck. 5 out of 10. Ogre Champion, 3 play point 3/3. If you have at least 2 cards added to your deck from your hand to your deck this turn, deal 3 damage to enemy follower. And that includes your starting draw, so you just have to draw 1 extra card this turn to activate this, which is really easy. So you do something like you play Deal with the Devil, and then you play the Ogre Champion. That's only 5 play points, and you're doing so much work. Enhanced 6 is extra. Like, yeah, sure, that's just extra good. If you're only playing 1 thing or 2 things a turn, then just having that enhanced 6 would be nice. So I think as a bronze card goes, this is pretty nice. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Larage, 2 play point 1/2, fanfare draw card. Like, we have Throth, whose last word draw card. This is fanfare draw card. That's way better than last word draw card. Aside from the obvious synergy with herself that Toth has. But like, yeah, just fanfare draw card on 1/2. Really good. And it activates your other cards. Easily 8 out of 10 card. Really good. I'd play it. And like, so many Bloodcraft decks are just going to play that card. The Blood Aether. It deals 3 damage to an enemy leader and restore 3 damage to your leader. Really good reach for late game. That extra 3 damage might be enough to finish off your opponent. And also restoring 3 life to your leader, which also might get you out of range of something that would kill you. Really good card for late game. Yeah, I think it's one of the better ones, if not the best one. It's going to get a 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8. Yeah. Just having extra reach in the game, super nice. Especially when the extra reach costs you 0. You can play other stuff that maybe cost 10 on that same turn to finish off your opponent. Frenzied Werewolf, 3 play point 3/2 with Rush. If a tree's in play, gain Bane. Yeah. Rush Bane. Good for early game, like mid game. Good for late game if you have the tree. Just good. 6 out of 10, maybe 7. I'll say 7. Rush Bane's on the 3 bodies, just removes most things. Yuna, Vampire Seeker, 4 play point 4/4. Draw cards until there are at least 5 cards in your hand. Really good for aggro. If you're playing an aggro deck that has a lot of low drops, easily dump your hand out. and then fill it back up with something like this. But it's only if you're playing a deck that's dumping your hand. Something like aggro. Yeah, and the stats are good for a card that draws you cards. Excuse me. Yeah, 7 out of 10 maybe, 6 out of 10 depending on how good aggro is. But like Blood aggro's not missing any card draw at the moment because they have like cards like Unleash, so I don't see Yuna being played until something like that rotates out. Night Prowl Vampire, 6 play point, 5/6. Crystallize 1, countdown 1, last words. If it's your turn and a tarot card from your put in a tarot card from your deck in your hand. If it's your opponent's turn, draw a card. This draw card is probably not gonna happen very often because the countdown will activate on your turn. So usually you'll get the current card. Which is any of the cards that are generate trees or using trees. And just like a draw one for one. It's like not bad. And then she has... Oh, that's the crystallized effect. Yeah, then she has Fanfare, deal 2 damage to enemy follower. If a tree is in play, deal 2 damage to all enemy followers said. That becomes a decent board clear. And I don't think Bloodcraft really needs a board clears at the moment, so probably won't see that much play unless trees become a thing for Blood. She's like a 6 out of 10. We might have like a Evo Bloodcraft Mecha Vengeance deck with trees. Who knows? Sharanzia. 5 play point, 4/5 with Bane, Fanfare. If you drew a card this turn, then she gains Storm. So if you draw an extra card, it's pretty easy to do. You get Bane. I mean, you get Storm, and she already has Bane. She's Bane Storm. So really annoying for your opponent to get rid of. And you're doing face damage. Yay. So, yeah. Seems great. Just on the downside, activating it's really easy. You just have to draw another card on this turn because it counts your first card you draw. Yeah, seems really, really good. And like we were thinking of like cards that like cost 7 and have like 4 attack Storm, that'd be decent enough. This also has Bane, and you're playing another card to draw something. We have to say 7 out of 10. Cradle of Dark Divinity. This thing's something. 7 play point, 4/5, restore 3 defense to your leader. If an allied great tree's in play, give the ability to evolve for 0 evolution points. When you evolve it, you get a leader effect. At the end of your turn, if you have at least 8 cards in your hand, randomly discard cards until you have 7. Then deal X damage to enemy leader. X equals 2 times the number of cards discarded. Start of your turn, deal draw 1. So gives you an extra card every turn. That's nice. But if your hand's overflowing like too many cards, start discarding cards. And the discarded cards just come face damage. So if you just want to play a 7 cost that draws you, it gives you effect that draws you an extra card and heals you, it's pretty decent for maybe a control deck. And then if your hand's overflowing, you'll just be doing extra damage. The downside of that is that the cards that you're discarding are random. So maybe you're discarding something that you really, really wanted to keep. To make sure all of your good cards will be getting played out if your hand's overflowing like that. But unless you're playing a lot of big drops, aren't a lot of cards that draw you cards, and it's unlikely you're going to have more than 7 at a time, even with the extra card draw. I think it's really good, right? And the thing about it, it just draws you extra card every turn. Don't think it costs 7. It also heals you. Not bad. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's a lot better than I thought it was at first. I might be wrong. Depends how good that extra card draws. Yuzuki, Righteous Demon, 7 play.44. Accelerate 2, destroy an enemy follower with 4 defense or less. Deal 2 damage to leader. Pretty strong accelerate. 4 damage for 2 play points is a lot. Even though it's not damage, it's still just destroying something. It's really good. Then Fanfare, destroy 2 enemy followers. If Vengeance is not effect for you, give the following effect at the start of your next turn. Recover 2 less play points. That's a really strong. It doesn't say random, so you can target 2 of the strongest enemy followers that you want to destroy. This being a 7 cost, it destroys 2 enemy followers on Fanfare. Ridiculous. If you don't have that, if you don't Vengeance, next turn you're gonna have 2 less play points, which is like obviously a pretty big downside, but the tempo you get off this might just make up for that downside. And if you have Vengeance, you don't even get that downside. Yeah. This card's really good. The Accelerate and the Fanfare, both are pretty good removal. You just like, are you playing a removal based Bloodcraft deck? You just kind of you have to have good win condition. So maybe like something like Zeus or Mono, but just like, yeah, the win condition and Bloodcraft are already pretty good. Maybe this is just the better version of something like a Calamity Demon. I'm gonna give her an 8 out of 10. I think she's very, very powerful. And the art's really nice, yeah. The art's super nice. So that was Bloodcraft. Now we got Havencraft. We have, let's look at this guy first. Sneak Attack. 1 play point amulet, countdown 2. Fanfare, if a Great Tree's in play, subtract 1 from the summons. Countdown. Last word, summon Meowskers, Rough Tough Major. Meowskers, Rough Tough Majors, 3 play point 1/3 with Storm. And Strike, deal 1 damage to enemy leader. Just kind of aggro-y, but if you use him to trade, then he does 1 damage still. So, yeah. Decent, right? Not terrible. I mean, not terrible, not really good. Obviously, if you're playing aggro, you probably want a higher than 1 attack, but he does do another damage with Strike. And he has 3 defense. So yeah. Maybe just better than Pinion Prayer. Yeah, maybe just better than Pinion Prayer. Yeah. Another thing about that, I think he's pretty good. Better than Pinion Prayer. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Saintly Squeaks. Yeah. Strike also it just applies to any attacks in general. Saintly Squeaks, 2 play point 2/2. Fanfare, put a Great Tree in your hand. Place 2 allied damage in play against Storm. Yeah, if you're playing Great Trees, it's really easy to get this activated because you just need 1 other amulet in play, maybe like Meowskers. Then you can have like an aggro turn with Saintly Squeaks. You just can't get it Storm on turn 2, which would be ridiculous, right? Yep. Good card. 6 out of 10. Priest of Excess. 5/5 for 6. Crystallize 2, counted 1. Last words, banish a random enemy follower. Last words, banish a random enemy follower. Yeah, the Crystallize is pretty good, especially if you're playing like City of Gold, because it'll activate right away. Countdown 1. Bishop banish and followers pretty good for 2 because it's random, so not very good against tokens. But doesn't have an upper limit, so it can banish anything that's really big too. So it really depends on the meta. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Greatsword Sister, 5 play point 3/5 with Fanfare, put a random amulet from deck in your hand. When you evolve it, it gets Bane. Interesting evolve. Drawing a amulet for 5 is pretty weak, but you do get a 3/5, and you do get the Bane if you evolve her, so it's not terrible. I'll give her a 4 out of 10. The Haven Aether restores 5 defense to all allies. Unless you have other ways of like benefiting off the heal, like if you're maybe playing Elena, and you're probably playing Kel. I can't see any Haven deck not run Kel in his current state. This will be a good activate for them, but also heals you for a lot. Can maybe get you out of lethal range. 6 out of 10 for the Haven Aether. Featherfolk Punisher, 2 play point 2/2. Whenever an allied amulet comes into play, deal 1 damage to enemy leader. Whenever an allied Great Tree comes into play, deal 1 damage to enemy follower. Another aggro-y card for Havencraft. Looks like they really want to push aggro for Havencraft. They want to move away from defensive mid-range Havencraft. It's kind of bad. But he's a 2 play point 2 for 2/2. I'm just giving him a 4 out of 10. Yeah, actually, if you hit the 1 ping damage, it's pretty good. So 5 out of 10. Just have to kind of set it up, and it can be repeated effect too, as long as you have multiple trees. Pine Holy Police. 1 play point 1/2. With Fanfare, give an allied follower rush and deal 1 damage to that follower. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Giving rush for 1 is a good effect. The 1 damage to enemy followers, to the follower seems, it's just like whatever, right? Might make it harder to value trade with the follower giving rush, but we didn't have rush in the first place, so the downside seems to be worth it, right? The only thing is, if you don't want to use the rush that turn, then you're just doing 1 damage to one of your followers for no reason. But she's also a goblin. She's a 1 play point 1/2, and those stats are pretty good, especially if you're playing a 1 play point matters deck in Havencraft. Though she might be one of the worst targets to pull from your deck with the hair. I'll give her a 5 out of 10. We'll get to Portal in a second, but yeah, Portal might be a little bit clunky. Agnes, Hollow Feather. This seems like one of your finisher cards for an aggro-based Havencraft deck. She has Storm, and whenever an allied amulet is destroyed, subtract 1 from the cost of this card. If the amulet destroyed is in Great Tree, then subtract 1 more. So easily you can get this down to maybe like a 4 cost card or less, and then it becomes really efficient. You play multiple of them in the same turn. It's just kind of clunky in your hand early in the game, but you kind of want to have it early to get the benefit from the short amulets. It looks like they're really kind of pushing this aggro Havencraft deck. I'm gonna give her 6 out of 10. Like, just damage to cost wise, she's gonna be really efficient as long as you draw her early and have the amulets. Iridescent Sphinx, 8 play point 4/6. She has Crystallized 3, Countdown 2, Last Word Summon, 2 Uncommon. 2 Uncommon is this guy we've seen before, but he kind of sucks. We didn't really see much of him. 6 play point 6/4 with Last Words. If his follower's defense was at least 2 before being destroyed, summon another 2 Uncommon. It says defense of 1. So yeah, kind of annoying to kill because you have to kill him twice. But the second time he comes out, he only has 1 defense. Makes him pretty easy to kill. Though, just kind of getting him for 3 is pretty good, right? Oops. The 3 cost is not bad for like a 6/4 like that, even though you have to wait a little bit. And she also has Ward, Fanfare, Summon, Tune, Common, Give an Ambush. It kind of adds to the aggro-y Havencraft. So the Tune Common with Ambush is going to be like really strong, right? Because it has 6 attack. And you kind of have to kill him twice too, because if you kill him the first time he comes back, he doesn't have Ambush, second time he comes back, but you have to remove that body as well. And this has Ward, so you have to get through this thing as well. Yeah, seems pretty good for like an aggro-y mid-range Havencraft. Especially if you're playing like City of Gold, then this Crystallize is gonna be like Tune Common next turn, sure. Yeah, seems pretty powerful. You also have cards like the Feather Wings cards that give something Storm, so the Tune Common that comes out, you can also give Storm. I don't know if you want to really play that, but you can, and it might be good enough. It's a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Might be stronger than it actually seems at first. I missed a card here. The card I missed was Master Adjudicator. 5 play point, 5/4. Crystallize 2, countdown 3. Last word summon Master Adjudicator. Okay. So you can just like get him out for 2 instead, countdown 3. He has Rush and Strike. You can evolve. If you can evolve and have more evolution points than your opponent, reduce the damage to the follower to 0 until end turn. Huh. This card is really, really good. If you're going second, yeah, as long as you're not evolving on turn 4, right? Because this guy comes out on turn 5. As long as you don't evolve on turn 4, then he just gets the reduce the damage to his follower to 0. Yeah, I don't know. That's countdown 3 is kind of a lot, and you're like losing the tempo. But the get a 5/4 with Rush, it's pretty strong, and you can play him for 5. You don't even have to. You don't have to crystallize him either. You have that option, which makes it a little bit less clunky late game. Yeah, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I don't want to see him being that good, but also he's not that bad. Yeah, I might see City of Gold play because of all these better amulets. This is the last Havencraft card we got is Daffodil Maus Princess, 4 play point 4/3. Fanfare, put a Great Tree in your hand. In hand 7, put 3 Great Trees in your hand instead, and cover 3 play points. And whenever an allied Great Tree comes into play, if there isn't Maus Knight in play, summon Maus Knight. When she is evolved, she has Strike, or recover 1 play point. So, pretty easy to get all of these trees into play. And when you play a tree, you draw a card. Just you gotta remember that. Last her to draw a card. So she's also drawing you a ton of cards. And the Maus Knight is a 1 play 1/1 with Storm and Ward. Whenever a Great Tree comes into play, gain +1/+1. Yikes. Evolve. S. I don't know what the evolved S means. I don't think it means anything, but when he evolves S, the knights get really ridiculous, right? Because if you just play around 7, you get the 3 play points back. You can play 3 Great Trees. That means you get first Maus Knight gets to be a 4 attack Storm, right? 4 attack Storm. Next Maus Knight becomes a 3 attack Storm, then a 2 attack Storm. Storm Ward. Sorry, like first one. No, they don't. You didn't see the first. You didn't see the tree. So first one gets only +2, so it's 3, and then 2, and then 1. 3 and 2, and then 1. So it's still a lot of damage. And then I'll Storm, and they all have Ward, so they protect the 4/3 body. And if you evolve her, you can get another tree down into play. But this all requires you to have... No, it doesn't really... Oh, sorry. I mean, I totally misread this. I'm wrong. You only get one knight. But he will be 3 attack. Or more, depending if you can get more trees in that turn. But you can also trade off the knights, and then you get another knight. Yeah, she's a lot weaker than I thought because I misread it, but still pretty powerful. Yeah, you can't get multiple knights. That'd be really strong. So yeah, she seems pretty good. Another aggro card that's also defensive because you get to ward, also drawing you a ton of cards because of the Great Tree effect. Yeah. Oh no, we've seen Haven aggro like at the beginning of Shadowverse. Aggro Havencraft was a thing in Darkness of Evolved. So the first expansion of the game, we saw Havencraft being an aggressive class. So they're kind of coming back to where they were before. Yeah, so seems pretty cool. I'm glad they're going this route and not just giving them more heals and stuff, because that would just kind of compile on what's already really powerful in Haven. And it's nice that they're going a different route, especially a route that's thematic to Haven, which would be the storm followers that come out of amulets and stuff like that. And amulet matters kind of effects. Because right now, Havencraft doesn't even play that many amulets. It just plays a bunch of followers. Yeah, so it's kind of like not very, like the only thing in Haven about it that they heal. This is a very thematically Haven. Yeah, seems really good. Draws you a ton of cards, gives you storm, gives you ward, gives you multiple bodies. Easily an 8 out of 10.